Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Now this video is going to be all about creating a map, and I'm going to be giving it away at the end of this well, probably not this video. It's probably going to be a 2 to 3 part video, as I am going somewhat complex with this map. Now it is smooth terrain, so if you're not interested in smooth terrain, you can still keep the assets if you win the giveaway of this map. I did miss last week worth of uploads because I was suffering from a bit of burnout, so I hope you understand. But I'm back this week. I'm also going on holiday over the next 2 weeks, so I'm going to try and pre-record videos and schedule them throughout those 2 weeks, so there'll probably be less uploads. But yeah, let's get into this video. First things first, make sure to like the video, as it supports me and motivates me to upload more. Now this video is dedicated purely to creating this map. It's going to probably take 2 to 3 parts, so I'll probably separate this video into different uploads. And basically I'm going to be giving away this whole map, all the assets. They're completely unique. I won't be reusing them whatsoever, so this map is going to be going into one of you guys. So make sure to keep commenting on the videos and liking the videos, so you have a chance of winning the map. So I'm going to choose someone random, probably at the last video of this, or whenever really. So make sure to comment, and so I can see your name and probably give you the map when I'm finished it. Now the first thing I'll do is I'll start off with the terrain. This is all random off the top of my head. I'm not using any references. I changed the colors of the materials, such as the grass and the water, and increase the reflections and stuff like that, just to get a nicer look. And then I start adding like the rock material on the edges of the terrain, just to give it that little bit of depth and increase kind of the verticality. Now I do end up changing the terrain around a lot, as I'm not really happy with the result at the start, but obviously that's kind of what you do with terrain. You kind of just keep messing around until you get the look that you want. When it comes to terrain, I usually focus on using the flatten tools and the smooth tools and stuff like that, just to get the right amount of levitation that I want, or elevation and verticality and stuff like that. You basically don't want a flat map, because that's purely just boring. And one thing you've got to accept with smooth terrain maps is that at the start it's bound to be boring. You're not going to like it, and you're probably going to be demotivated to work on it, but you kind of have to trust the process and just get used to expecting the start to be ugly, and then as it develops you kind of get more and more proud of your work and you're more motivated to work on it. That's kind of how I see it, as I know a lot of people easily get demotivated when they work, but I kind of just trust my own process. I trust my skill level, and I just develop the maps how I think, like off my head, and then I just constantly develop them until I get the look that I want. Now obviously this isn't going to be purely terrain, so obviously I'm going to be making a few assets and adding them onto the map, or else that would be boring obviously. Now once I develop kind of the main borders of the map, I kind of just go off and create different kind of levels of mountains and stuff like that, just to appeal to the eye in like a further away distance, rather than just creating a border and just calling it there. You can actually see mountains out in the distance, or you can see kind of a variation of rather than just it being borders, it's more like actual terrain, and it just makes the map feel more full, more lively, and all that kind of stuff. So I highly recommend you guys kind of you be smart with your terrain and use kind of different types of mountains, different types of elevations, all that kind of stuff, archways, just to create great borders for your maps. Now I know a lot of people aren't interested in smooth terrain, but it's a good trait to learn, because if you, let's say in the future, you want to go over to Unity or Unreal, you kind of have this base knowledge on how to sculpt terrain and what looks good and what doesn't really. So take that to account, and use that to your advantage while you're using Studio. Now with the basis of the terrain out the way, I finally get to create some assets in Blender. I created a variation of pine trees, added some rocks and some bushes. Obviously I'm going to increase the amount of assets that I add into the map as I develop through the videos. Probably by the second or third video I'd probably have like 25 different assets or something like this in this map, so it's kind of like a full asset pack at that point. So I used kind of these nice looking bushes, which I don't really see too much in Roblox, but they're great to use, and you guys can kind of utilize that, and you also get a free texture whoever wins this map essentially. And after a bunch of copy and paste, duplicating assets throughout the map, I kind of just develop what I think would look good, and then go back and kind of just see what, you know, I can change, what I can improve, and develop from there. Now you're going to probably see this a lot throughout these videos, where I kind of do something and then I go back and remove it and adjust it so it looks better, which is kind of the way I work, which isn't great because I end up getting stuck on one thing for way too long until I'm fully satisfied with it, and then I'll probably end up going back to it and doing it again. But you know, it's a great way of kind of restricting myself to making, you know, what I think is nice, rather than just sticking to, you know, what I think will do, you know. So after pasting a few assets throughout the map, I decided to add a bit of variation and add more mushrooms and stuff like that throughout the map. Now with the mushrooms, did a bit of variation, copied and pasted the same assets twice. One made them neon and one just normal, and then the neons actually have point lights in them with the same color point light as the top of the mushroom, just so I can put them in the little cave, just so they have a bit of glow to them and they light up this dark cave. And then as you can see in this clip, I go through adjusting a little bit of the trees, making like some trees falling over and all that kind of stuff. Just add more variation using the same assets. And then I also add small things like fireflies with lights on them, just so the map looks more appealing in like a nighttime environment, and also adds just that little bit of extra detail throughout the map quite easily. Now I do obviously go and take a skybox through the toolbox, just because I don't find the need to really make one, and which kind of improves the look of your maps if you mess around with the lighting as well, so I highly recommend you do that. And then the final touches are usually just a bit of lighting changes, colors, all that kind of stuff, until I'm kind of satisfied. I changed around the skybox a couple times just so I can get a better look. I also made another variation of the mushrooms and just increased the size and just spread them around the map. I might make them so when you bounce on the top of the mushroom, it kind of bounces you up. Whether I can find a script like that, I don't know, but I'll probably look for one in the toolbox or something like that, but it's not priority. But for this video, that's pretty much it, what I've done. I'm going to hop into play just so I can walk around so you can see the map better. Okay, so as you can see, we are currently in game. The map's looking actually really nice. I did forget to anchor a couple things, so I'm just going to go do that real quick here. I'm just going to tab out, anchor, you know, I should probably grab all of these, anchor, and now we can go ahead and play here. Now I'm going to kind of describe what I'm going to go for throughout the next few videos. So this is kind of the entrance point, so I'm going to make like some kind of entrance here. That's obviously going to be a cave, and then I'm going to add a portal up here, and then maybe some kind of garden here. That's kind of my idea so far, and then a bridge here. As you can see, the map's looking pretty nice. The lighting is pretty good. I like the little firefly touch that I added. It's pretty cool, subtle thing. I'd probably work on it more if it was for like a personal project, but as it is just a kind of a quick giveaway type map thing, I'm not going to add too much detail in the assets and stuff like that, but to the point where they actually look nice. But as you can see, it's pretty good so far. I still want to add quite a lot of variation in assets and all that kind of stuff, and I'm pretty sure I changed the texture of the leaves since you've last seen throughout the time lapses, just so it looks a little bit nicer. But yeah, as you can see, this is what I've done so far. I do plan on doing a lot more, and I want to add a huge portal here just to get that a cool effect. I'll probably add a bunch of particles and all that kind of stuff. But that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.